Good afternoon, Flosstube. My name is Stuart. This is the channel name Stuart's in Stitches. Also go under that on Instagram, and if you want to email me as well, it's stuartsinstitches@gmail.com. Today is the 18th of September. This is Flosstube number 3. I never thought I would be doing a third one, but 1 and 2 seem to be quite popular, so we'll just keep on riding the wave and see what happens. Lovely day here in Scotland today in the Central Belt. Glorious sunshine outside, blue skies. It's like a wee Indian summer going on, so once I finish this I'm going to go and sit out the back garden, enjoy some sunshine and read my book and relax. However, business in hand first. First off, again, thank you to all those who watched my previous videos, my last 2 videos. Those who have liked and subscribed, and all the lovely comments. It's so nice to read those. I'm so grateful to everybody who has taken time out to write, to like, and to subscribe to the channel. If you like, for my new viewers, if you like what you see, please do give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of what I have, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so as you get notified when I record more in the future. First off, a few shout-outs I want to do. Some people have been very kind to mention me in their recent Flosstube updates that they have done. My English seems to be slipping. So, in no particular order, we have Laura from Cotton and Clay, Lisa from Lost in Stitches, Sarah at Sarah's Stitchy Spot, Donna Marie of DM's Crafty Vortex, Heather from Woolly Woolly Sheep. The name of that channel made me smile. And Narissa from Narissa's Stitching Lifestyle. I'll link these people below. If you don't already watch them, please do go give them a watch and see if you want to add them to your list of things you like to watch. I'm sure you will. I watched all of them. Some of them were known to me already, some weren't, and I have some new people to watch, which is great. So that was that. I was going to do a Q&A, but I've left the tablet in the other room, so we'll hold off on those until the next time. There weren't that many fell out from the last video, so I think we're probably okay just to continue on without that. But the next video I'll certainly make a point of doing some questions and answers in there. So I'm busy looking at my list I've got here in my running order, just so as I don't forget what I want to talk about. Moving on to whips. So today we have a finished object. If you watch me on Instagram, you'll know what that is. We have a new start, and we have some ongoing whips, the usual guilty parties that you've been seeing in the past 2 videos. I'm not normally such a monogamous stitcher, but for my 2 stitch-alongs, the sales I'm doing, I've actually managed to keep up to date, and I want to keep doing that. The last part of one will be out this week, so the next time you see me, I'll hopefully will have finished that and can show you that as a finished object. And the other one doesn't finish till near Christmas, so that will make a regular appearance. And we'll see where we go from there for future whips. So, let's have a look. Let's do the finished object first. Everybody loves a finished object. So, this is Cinderella. This is by Drin Bella Filipina. He brought out a series of fairy tale princesses, and one of them was the glass slipper, aka Cinderella. She has a glass slipper, there are beads on it, there are beads everywhere in this piece of work, as I discovered at the weekend when I did the beading. But let's have a wee look and see what she looks like. So if I pull back a bit, I think that's just in frame, yep, we're all good there. So as you can see, we've got the metalwork frame. I won't mention any more about that, you all know my thoughts on the stitching of that. We've got the vines coming down, and then there's a whole ton of beads, a queen of beads going on in there. Because I've got this like portrait in my Q-snap, I turned the Q-snap upside down just so I could get to this section when I was doing the beading. And then in her dress, there's beads everywhere, and some treasures as well up in her arms. It was a lovely piece to stitch. I'm so pleased that I stitched it. I love the finished piece. I think it's gorgeous. There's glow-in-the-dark beads, which I've never used before. They are fun. I took some pictures the other night after I'd finished it to show up the glow-in-the-dark. Oh, they're good. If I can work out how to do it before I upload this, I'll see if I can insert a picture of that just to let you see it. We'll see what my technology skills are like. This was stitched on 28 count linen from Chromatic Alchemy called Fruit Salad. There's a lovely piece for her. The threads I used were Royal Broderie threads. This is my first venture into the Royal Broderie world, and I really enjoyed using them. They were, to my eye and feel, they were as good as DMC, but a bit cheaper. They're kind of midway between CXC and DMC price-wise, but they are 100% cotton, and they stitched up really nicely. I have a friend who's also doing this piece. She's nearly finished as well now. She's using DMC, but I don't think there's much difference between the two pieces at all, apart from the fact that she's using a different fabric, but everything else should be good. So let me bring her in for a wee close-up and you can see what's going on. So you can see some of the beads in the vine, we've got the gold beads in the hair. I do love the 557 beads, the gold ones. I would use them in everything if I could. We've got some treasures in her arms, if you see in the puff sleeves there, coming down. The wee dove, French knots. I did French knots for the eyes. I didn't use beads, which is what I normally do. I normally cheat. I thought I'll give the French knots a go. And they actually worked first time for me. I don't know what happened. They didn't pull through to the back. A couple of treasures in the banner, which I managed to get sitting reasonably straight. And there we are down at the bottom. So that's Cinderella. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with her after this, apart from roll her up, and we'll take her to the Scottish Stitching Retreat in November to show off in the brag table. She was such good fun. I really enjoyed stitching her. So that was Cinderella. A finished object. My first finished object on the channel. So you have seen from it being a whip to finish, so that's exciting. Right, what do we have next? What's behind me? Okay, this is one of the sals we're going to have next. So this is the Tempting Tangle sal called Smaug Erebor. So this is from The Hobbit. I'll just take my needle minder off this. I'm just going to make it hang funny when I lift it up. There are hanging threads in this. I'm sure you'll get over that. Where are we? Let me just fold this up to something that I can actually hold and show you. So part 5 of this came out last Thursday morning, and that finished by Friday night. So let's get these hanging threads kind of over there a wee bit, and let you see. So where I was working was down where the coloured houses are, and coming over towards what looks like a tower, there are snails. That surprised me. I had to go and Google that because I could not remember snails being in The Hobbit, but there are. I think there was some birds came down and ate snails. And I'm not quite sure what's coming out of the water underneath yet. Deborah, the designer, has said that this we're going down into the waves at the bottom of this, so it'll be interesting to see what she has in mind. But it's coming on really well. I really like it. The parts, there are 12 parts to this, and they're all quite small, so they stitch up reasonably quickly. I'm using the Dinky Dye silk pack for this. I love working with silks, so I'm enjoying stitching that. And the wee houses are lovely. Carl was thinking of beach huts. He was thinking back to his childhood when he would maybe go to Scarborough or Cleethorpes on holiday and say, oh, the beach huts. So there's that. This is being stitched in a 28 count piece of fabric from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, and the label tells me it is called Tropical. So there she is. Somebody mentioned I kind of whizzed through showing my pieces the last time, suggested I might speak a wee bit more about them just to give you a chance to see it, so here you are. So there's Smaug. So I'm looking forward to the next part of that coming out. Oh, that'll be a week on Thursday. It comes out every fortnight. So that's that one. There we go. Let me put that away somewhere. Over here will do just now. Now the next piece, this is a firm favourite. This is the Monster House Stitch Along from Satsuma Street. Part 5 came out just under 2 weeks ago now. It was another biggie. Again, I kind of felt quite giddy by the time I got up to the flag at the top. It was so high up. But it's an amazing piece. I do like it so much. So let's have a look. So this has been stitched on a 28 count piece of fabric from Sparkly's, a lovely purple colour. And let's see how this is looking. So where are we? Here is part 5. Oh, there we are. So part 5 is this flag turret, the mummy, and the eyes in the attic, and a lovely wee cat. This black cat gets about. I swear it's Violet from next door. But that's what part 5 looked like. So everything above the wolf was part 5. And I like the flag at the top. So if I pull back a bit, I don't know if I'm going to get it all in because it's such a big piece. Oh, there we go. Until my arms are long. So part 6, which is at the other side, will come out this Friday. We'll get that stitched up. I'll hopefully have that finished by the middle of next week, all being well. But I'll be sorry to see it finished, to be honest, because it's such a fun piece to stitch. I've really enjoyed myself on this. And it's about the first SAL, apart from Smog, I think, that I've managed to keep up on. Great fun. If you haven't started it and you're thinking about it, go for it. It is so well worth it. It's very clearly charted. The colours are gorgeous. There's a variety of fabrics that people are using. You can get lots of inspiration from the Satsuma Street Facebook group. And just go for it. Right, so that's the kind of current whips that are going. Then there's the current-ish whips, maybe we could say. So I've got one of them to show you today. This one I started January of this year, I think. A friend of mine, Alba Stitch here in Flosstube, she set up a stitch along called Mighty Wee Nation, because she's Scottish as well. She lives over on the west coast, I'm in the middle. And so, and just as my contribution to that, I decided to pick a piece from Maximum Cross Stitch, from Ellen at Maximum Cross Stitch. The first piece I've done for her, and I'm really enjoying it. So you wouldn't think it to look at it, there's not a lot there, but I'm really enjoying what I've stitched. I picked the Ravens at Castle Care, which is this piece. It peers round the corner just to make sure you can see it. So that's quite fun. I do like it. I love the huge bird. I think that's really good. So I'm stitching this on. I don't know if there's a tag on it. Oddly enough, there's not. Looking at it, I would say this is probably a 32 count. Yes, I don't know why I picked 32 count, but it's fine. And Ellen, when she saw me posting this on Instagram, says, "Oh, you're doing very well. You've done your vegetables first." Meaning, I've done the border, and I've done a wee bit of what's going on inside the border. But I thought, if I do the border first, one, I know it meets up, and two, borders are quite boring. Although they do add a lot to the projects. They are a bit boring to stitch because they're so repetitive. But it's done, it worked, it matched up. So and we got a wee bit of the bird started. Let's have a look and see where we are. So there you go. So you can see we've got the feet. And we've got the side of the house started, a wee bit of his legs coming up. So that'll, once I've kind of finished the SALs, probably this will come back into play again for a while. See if I can crack on with that. It's not, as you can see, it's not very big. I mean, that's the border. My vegetables, as they were called. But so that's Ravens at Castle Care. Ellen's charts are good. They're very clear. I'm enjoying stitching it. And I don't know what's happened to the side of my Q-snap. It's gone. I must have pinched it for something. I need to go and have a hunt for the stray snap. There's a stray snap wandering around the house. It's not so much a moose loose in this house as a snap in the run. Alright, so that was that. What else have we got? Other finished objects. So you've seen Cinderella, which I just finished. I have another Bella Filipina one to show you. This was Drin's first stitch along that he did last year it was. This was the mermaid one, which I signed up to and I finished. They were lovely. And of course there's a ween of bling going on in this. I mean there's beads forevermore, as you will see. This is stitched in a piece of 32 count fabric from Sparkly's. it reminded me why I don't bead in 32 count very often. I took some liberty with the beads on this just to get them to fit. There was the odd missed bead here or there, or maybe I skipped a hole in the linen just to make them fit. But I think it's come out okay, as you will see in a second. Let me just hold this up and show you. So we get 4 seasonal mermaids: spring, summer, autumn and winter. So I'll bring it in, we can just maybe have a look through them. So that was spring. And then we get summer. I'm just peering over the top here to see what you can see. Aye. So there was summer. And then we get autumn. Look at that, those lovely colours on her tail, those golds and browns. Aren't they gorgeous? And then we get winter. One of my favourite seasons of the year. Coming back just to let you see the full effect. They were bordered in metallic thread. You think I would learn about metallic thread and borders, avoid like the plague, but it is so worth it. I mean, this wasn't too bad actually, because it's all straight rectangles. But that was Mermaids, the Mermaid Sal from last year from Bella Filipina. I think the chart is available in its entirety now to buy if you're from, well, I'm not quite sure, we're maybe Fiberlicious, possibly. But that was fun. And again, the beads. There were so many beads. For the beading, just for those who might be curious as to how I do my beading, I use Nymo thread. I discovered that when I was doing Bellatrix. Normally before that I had two ways. I would either match my thread to my fabric and come hell or high water, every bead was put on with that thread. Or I decided I would bead, if there wasn't too many different colours of beads, I would bead to the colour of the bead. Wishelt have a conversion chart for the Mill Hill beads to DMC, which is very helpful. It gives you a good indication of what threads you could use to match up to the beads. And the Nymo thread is very good. I have 2 spools of that there. I'm busy working through my first spool. A lot on the spool. I beaded Bellatrix with that. I beaded Archangel from Mirabilia, which will make an appearance at some point on here with that. I did the mermaids I've just shown you, and Cinderella was done with them as well. So it's good, and it saves me changing every time. For a beading needle, I pinched a needle from a Mill Hill kit I've got. So, well, if it works for them, it's going to work for these. And I did remember to put it back in with the kit, so when I do come to bead that one, I'm not scrabbling around looking for needles. Right, where are we off to next? We've got time, right, 18 minutes. I wonder if this video will be as long as the last one. Let's see how we get on. So next I've got to show you is bags. So this is 2 subsections in this little section of bags I have made and content of project bags from the Cupboard of Mystery. Let's do the bags I've made first. I'll save the mystery part. So I've started making bags for when I go to the Scottish Stitching Retreat. The ladies there are very kind in buying my bags. They seem to like them, so I'm more than happy to make them and take them along. First off, we have a lovely butterfly fabric bag. This is a vinyl fronted one, as you will see when I switch it around in a second. Look at the colours in that, isn't it gorgeous? And then on the front, just nice glittery vinyl. Is that glitter on the? I'm not sure if you see the glitter on the film, but hey ho. Nice glittery vinyl and the same fabric for the zip inserts at the top here. And my zip works. So that's always a good thing. Where am I going to put that? Go down here just now. I had plenty of that fabric, so I made a full fabric bag, which is fully lined as well, which in the back looks like that. Front is the same, funnily enough. And again, very cheerful and fully lined inside. I like showing off my bags, I enjoy making these. There we go. And then the final bag I made, This one has got my friend the PU leather on it, and it has some lace. This is some fabric I forgot I had. I was rummaging through looking for some fabric, and as I was delving into where the fabric lives, I came across this fun piece, which is this. It almost kind of reminds me of kind of like Josephine Wall designs with its swirls and the flow of it. I don't think it's based on that, but that's kind of what comes to mind. So that's the back. And then we have the front. So there's my friend PU, a wee bit of lace hanging down there. I think it looks quite nice. And that'll hold an 11 by 8 Q-snap quite comfortably, plus threads and whatever project it is that all that belongs to. So there's that. Now, the next section, or the next wee bit in this section, is going to be the bags from the Cupboard of Mystery. What have we got this week? What surprises has Stuart got in his bags? So, first bag I've got, well I made this ages ago, I'd got some William Morris tapestry style fabric, it's like a carpet bag, and I just love the Strawberry Thief design. So there was that in the front, and then kind of almost in relief on the back. And inside, it's not so much a surprise now, because I had to have a wee look beforehand just to make sure I knew what I was talking about. But it was a surprise when I opened it. I thought, is that when you went? We have... This is Waiting for Ships from Mirabilia. Oh, you can see my Mickey Mouse lights there. There we go, you can see the design. You're probably all, for all the people who stitch Fancy Ladies, you'll know this one. This came from a shop that used to be in Ayr over on the west coast of Scotland. She closed down and now has been selling for a lot. The stock in that shop must have been incredible. She's been selling stuff off online and eBay for a good 3 or 4 years now. A mixture of fabrics, threads, charts. And I was lucky enough I got that one. I also, now who did I get this from? Oh yes, it was. So Zarina at Hawkins Hobbies was able to kit the fancy stuff up for this for me. I think I'm a sneaky feeling this one might be out of print now. But Zarina got me the bead pack. I was just reading the note on the front of it there. So there's a, I'm scared to move it because it's also tidy. There we go. You can just about see most of them, apart from under the white sticker there. And the white sticker moves with it. Isn't that just the thing? Oh well. There's beads. Lots of beads, which are probably covered in the glare. But there we are. And the elusive, ever elusive Krenix. I see, where did I saw this somewhere on Facebook. Their Krenix have been taken over by Rainbow Gallery, Petite Treasure Braid, etc. And they've now started producing from the Rainbow Gallery factories. And then instead of spools, I think they're now coming out on the cards the Petite Treasure Braid come out on. That's going to split the audience. Me, I don't mind. My thread, as long as it's there and I've got the right colours I need, I don't care what it's stored on. But I know some people enjoyed having the spools. Others will be quite pleased that they're on the plastic cards, almost bobbin-like. I think the cards are the same size as they are for Petite Treasure Braid. With it being the metallics, it shouldn't kink too much, I think, the way your threads do if you have them in bobbins for a while. So that was that bag. This one, when it came out, this is another one of my Chinese fabric ones. I was also running out of fabric at this point in this piece, that's why it's on its side, to get the peacock, orientated correctly in the fabric. Look, in reality it's like that. Kind of maybe a drunk peacock, maybe been at my gin, who knows. And this is a vinyl printed one. This is all sorts into this bag. This was a nice wee surprise when I found it. So let's have a look and see what's in here. Oh, there's fabric. Oh, there might be things stitched in here. There's fabric. Who knows? Or it might be offcuts from if I've stitched anything already. So let's have a look. It's exciting, this. Right, first one we've got, I'll take these out of the bags because they're quite small. This is a Plum Street. In fact, by the look of it, this bag is all Plum Street. This is Autumn Cottage. A nice one. When I do it, I'll turn it into a cushion. And I have the threads. I was kind of organised about how I got myself the threads for that. So there's those. That's quite nice. I'm glad I found that. As we go into autumn, I might pick up a small to do. I'm saying that small, that's a very deceptive word in cross stitch. It's like having an air design saying they have quick stitches. There's nothing quick going on in that world. Next one again, this is Plum Street, so another Paulette one. And this one is, wait for it, Yuletide Delivery. There we go, you can see that. That'll be fun. I love Santa's hat streaming behind him. I think that's great fun. That'll be up there with the previous Schooler Santas that I love doing. So, I'm pleased I found that. So I was just looking, I was just admiring the chart there. Excuse me while I get lost in my own charts. And again, we have the threads. So just the over-dyed threads. I like using the over-dyed threads because most of my stitching is done with DMC or CXC, so it's nice to have something different. So there's those. So let me put that away. Talk amongst yourself for a second or two. There. And then, oh, I've had this for a while. To my shame, I've not started it yet. This is a cardinal kin. So that's what that looks like. There are two variants of this that are provided, two colourways. One's slightly more muted than the other. I probably will do both. I've got threads for both, I see in my thread pack there that I'm looking at. But I love cardinals. I think that'll be a lovely one to do. A couple of cushions to have out at Christmas. So I'm scratching my nose. I must have fallen victim to the Flosstube itch. So there's that. I keep saying that there's that. And the threads. There we are. Oops, a bit of a tangle going on here, a bit of a fankle. I do like that word. So there you go. Right then, put that away. I'll put them away as I go, then disaster is not going to happen. Things are not going to get separated from where they should be, he says. And I seem to have two bits of, oh, I was going to say anonymous, but a label just fell out. Oh god, I'm getting old, so you're bending down to pick things up off the floor. Right, this is a 32 count something from Coffee Craft Fabrics. 32 count even weave, which I must have in mind for doing something on here. It's a nice neutral. So that was in the bag as well. So that will work well with anything in that little collection there, I think. And then we've got something that's been attacked already, I can tell. There's a corner gone. I think this is a pillow I made for a friend when I went to see them one day. I took that through as a wee thank you for entertaining me, putting up with me for the day. This will be this is a 20 count vintage country mocha Zweigart. The odd stripe and the colour tells me it's vintage country mocha. I use that colour quite a lot. I like it. So that was what's in that bag. Is there another bag? Oh, there is. I see it. Oh, that's got some nice cheerful butterfly fabric inside it. I can't remember where I got that from. I've not seen it since, sadly. Right. Oops. Zip goes the other way in this one. And finally, I think I made... This bag was going nowhere. This is kind of old fabric I had. I thought I was using just to practice, but it made a perfectly functional bag. I would never put this up for MD to want, and thought they might want it. I mean, that's just ever so slightly dated, I think. However, I think this is when I was practicing making this self-binding. The binding in this, it's folded over from the back. The first time I did it, I had quilt clips going everywhere, and the air was a bit blue. However, this worked, and so that gave me the confidence to continue. And in here, oh, hello. Well, hello. we have Teresa Wentzler. Oh yes, somebody was selling these on eBay. It's a carousel. It's one of the carousel horses for you Teresa Wentzler fans out there. This is the spring one. I mean, the packaging looks a bit tired, but who cares? It's not the packaging that's going up in the wall. It'll be the stitched product at the end. But isn't that going to be fun? Yeah, I can just hear you saying, "Now you have some strange idea of fun, Stuart." Yeah, you have no idea. And oh, I made a cheeky wee start on this. I think more just to mark the corner of it, so as when I do pick it up, at least I know I don't have to count anything. I'm good to go. So this will be the fabric that came with it, which it tells me is a 27 count even weave, which I'm happy to use. Threads, threads, and there's a wee start in the bottom left corner. Somebody asked me also, why do I start in the bottom left corner? One, because I like to, but two, the way I stitch, my stitches all start from the top, as I stitch top left to bottom right, and then top right to bottom left. I had to think about that because of course I do it automatically. And because I do top down for my stitches, it makes sense for me to work up from the bottom. If I start at the top, I basically have to work from the bottom of the stitch up, and I don't know why, but my brain just won't do that. I can't cope. So that's what works for me. And I just measure in from the bottom. A 3-inch square post-it note is a wonderful thing for measuring. It gives me if I can't be bothered counting or anything like that. And here's the threads. Typical Teresa Wentzler palette. Oh, there's threads going everywhere. That's off the fabric. So this is when I was trying out various ways of organising my threads. So this was keyrings on a knitting stitch holder. This is actually quite effective for these. And for a Teresa Wentzler, there's not a lot of colours. However, there is a lot of blends. But that goes with the territory. Oh, and there's that for the metallic thread. Right, let's get this one. It came with a needle. Fancy. And oh yes, I already had the chart for this. This is our hand-drawn chart, but this one came with a computer-generated one. So between the two, we should be good to go, I think. So there's the picture again. I do have the 4 carousel horses kitted up through this person from eBay that I was fortunate enough to buy them from. I just need the other horses will come out, I think, as we go through the bags. These bags are in no order whatsoever. Nor will they be. I spent my life ordering things, just keeping things in order. I'm not going to do it for my stitching. It'll just be as it goes in the cupboard and as it comes out. I generally do remember where things are. And now that I've going through these and I'm putting them back, I have a fair idea what might be where. He says, we'll see. Right, that's that. Oh, there was one other whip I meant to show you, that my new start. I forgot about that before we go into haul. And we're at half an hour, it tells me. So my new start was full cover. I had a full coverage itch that needed scratching, and I had a new start itch that needed scratching. So the two came together in a happy marriage. And I decided at long last to start Honeymoon Sunset from the Cross Stitch Studio. I've had this chart kitted up for a wee while now. I've seen various people doing it, chiefly Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter, who has been all over the house with that one. She's done all the corners, and she's been in the middle, upstairs, downstairs, in my lady's chamber, everywhere, and it looks tremendous. I love it. It has the Palm Trees of Doom, which I haven't reached yet. Well, I've only just started, and I'm starting as usual in the bottom left hand corner, so I think I've got a wee while before I hit a palm tree, or certainly the top of a palm tree. So here's what it looks like for those who haven't seen it before. It's the design itself is by Abraham Hunter, charted by Betsy at the Cross Stitch Studio. It is big, 869 by 694 with 133 colours. And we are, at the moment, pattern keeper is sitting to the side of me. I have done 1,114 stitches since I started this on Monday, I think I started it. either Sunday night or Monday morning. Can't remember now, one of the two. And I'm at 0.2%. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I'm very pleased I've got over 1,000 stitches though. That is a good thing. I'm parking on this. Also, I'm stitching on the diagonal. So here we are. Oops, the threads are disappearing off everywhere. Right there. Oh. And I understand. I now feel people's pain when they're showing their projects. So there we are. It's a good start. I'm quite happy with this. There's some bits of green. The confetti is truly real, but then that's what gives it its beauty. There's a fair bit of black going on. That's I've been able to rattle through some of it quite quickly. I'm stitching this in a 28 count fabric, stitching it 1/1 using CXC threads. And for the black, that's tremendous. Because CXC is ever so slightly fluffier, the coverage is great, especially in the dark colours. So I'll probably keep going in this for the rest of this week until Monster House comes out at the end of the week. I'll put that back in my Lowry afterwards. Right. The next section, the final section, will be haul. And there's all sorts of haul to show today, actually. Where to start? Let's start with the easy bits. So I subscribe to a DMC thread club with Lakeside Needlecraft here in the UK. And over 18 months I will have collected a full set of DMC. I already have nearly a full set. I just want to tidy it up and have a set. I have some spares, have a reserve for when I'm using them up. I hate going to find someone and find it's no there. Nothing more annoying. So that was this month's delivery that just came this morning. Nice set of colours. They come in numerical order. Kate just pulls out the next set. I have a spreadsheet from Lord Libidan, which I tick them off on just to make sure everything is present and correct. So far, so good. Nothing to be missed. I also got my 2 fabrics of the month from Sparklies. Kate had been busy, I think, so she combined the May-June and the June-July deliveries, or May-June and July-August deliveries rather, into one delivery. And the 2 fabrics came in about 10 days ago maybe. So this one I'm going to show you first is the May-June one. I take a 28 count linen fat quarter from Kate. And this is the first one. It's a nice neutral. No idea what I'll put in this yet, but something will come to mind, no doubt. Something stormy maybe. Who knows? But no fabric ever goes to waste. If I keep it long enough, something will work out for it. I throw nothing out. Carl just shakes his head. I am like my mother. I am a hoarder. I swear, every year I get more and more like my mother. As somebody has said before, I open my mouth and my mother comes out. What can I say? The other piece I got, I love this. This has opportunities. Oh, lots of opportunities to use this, I think. Isn't it gorgeous? Nice kind of golds and mottling, and it's reasonably true to colour, I think. So there's that. And there's that phrase again. So I'm now in 3 fabric clubs for the time being. Would you believe? Well, those of you who know me, yeah, you will believe it. I'm in Sparklies, I'm in Crafty Kate, and I've just signed up for the last quarter with West Greenloft Yarns. And their fabric, I used to take theirs as well, and theirs is really nice. So I'm looking forward to my September one arriving at some point. Where are we now? I'm mid-September, so that should be heading our way soon. The next thing to show you is some threads. Oh, how boring, I hear you say. These are silks. These are from Silks For You. I signed up this year to their quarterly seasonal club, so the autumnal threads arrived. You get 6 skeins at 45 metres each, so a grand total of 270 metres. And a wee gift comes with them as well. This time it was, and I've no idea where I put it. There was a wee needle minder floating around somewhere. Always like a needle minder. It was a wee bunch of grapes, so that's what the needle minder looked like. However, the silks. Let's have a look. So let's see if I can get these into some sort of order to show you. There are 4 seasonal ones, and then they have ones that are a couple from their catalogue, I think is how they've been doing it. Here we are. Right. So they're not named in any form, just there's a reference number attached to them. So this is number 1. Number 2. It's reasonably true to colour. Look at it and look at what you're seeing, so I think that's alright. Number 3. Here's number 3. He says looking at it. Ah, there is this nice kind of pinkish colour, maybe coral? Who knows? And then there's a lovely variegated one at the end here. Isn't that gorgeous? Which I think is a combo of the previous colours. And then the other 2 that came with it. I wonder where that needle minder went. I did bring it upstairs with me. It'll turn up. One of us will stand in it or something. Nice purple. And a nice something. It's quite similar to the first one I showed you, I think. Well, maybe. A nodding acquaintance, one could say. And finally, I got my first ever box. I've never bought a box before, a themed box, but this time I did. This is from Zoe Pateman on Facebook and on Etsy. She was advertising a Halloween and autumnal box, either or. I took the Halloween box, and that arrived this week. I was quite excited to get it. I have opened it, so this is not an unboxing as such. I know exactly what's in here. That's the front. That made me smile. I loved seeing that. And inside, let's have a look. Do I have space? Do I have space? Let me just clear the decks a little here, just so I've got somewhere to put things. I'll clear it up afterwards. So, we got a cookie, and it's still intact. That has not been touched yet. Note the word yet. That might disappear soon. I'm not quite sure which one of us is going to get to it first. I might just hide that. There was a... There we go. Something to balance on. A ribbon. Nice Halloween themed ribbon. Which I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. That might go in a project bag actually, as a wee embellishment. There's a Happy Halloween card. Nice wee needle minder. Love this needle minder. I'm just trying to get out the light so as you can see it out with the glare. An evil looking pumpkin. And an even more evil looking cat. This is like a wee notebook. I'll take this out so it's wrapping. You can see what I'm talking about. Instead of me just sitting here gibbering. Right, so we've got a tag. Nice tag. Aforementioned cat. And wee roses on the back. Not sure what I'd use that for. A bookmark maybe? We'll see. And some wee charms at the top. A wee pumpkin and a wee thank you. Is that coming in? Ah, that's coming into focus. And then we have a nice little notebook, which is quite handy actually. I was thinking I'd start taking notes for my stitching when I talk about it, so as I might remember the fabric I'm using, I might remember how much I've stitched, I might even remember the name of the project, who knows. Ever so slightly gothic. And on the back. And there's a wee pencil. Pencil's a pencil, we'll be showing you that. A clipboard. We all like a clipboard. You look busy with a clipboard. Ask me how I know. Halloween themed. So that'll be handy for wee charts just to keep a hold of them when you're working. Set that up there. We've got a nice wee kit. A cute wee kit and the cute bat cupcake. Yes, you can see that. So that comes with some fun fabric. If I turn that around, you can see there's fabric with bats on it and some threads. So that's all kitted up and good to go. Ah, there's Zoe's shop name there. Zoe's Gifts and Crafts. Then we get the fabric. Now this is something else. I asked for a 20 count box. I quite like 20 count. So we've got some cute ghosties. Purple ghosties. It almost reminds me of Pac-Man, if anybody's old enough to remember that. Lovely orange piece with pumpkins and candles highlighted on it. Nice kind of ombre piece with cobwebs, which I think I'm sure I'll find something to do with that. So these are all 20 count Ada, and then the creme de la creme. Oh, Miss Jean Brodie, my girl's the creme de la creme. It's a very poor imitation, but hey, there we are. Right, this is a lovely printed Halloween piece. I feel a Prairie Schooler could go in the middle of that quite nicely. One of the Prairie Schooler Halloweens. And oddly enough, I have a couple of those sitting on a shelf somewhere. And I'm sure I've got the threads. So I think that would look good on that. I'll just need to measure it up. I might even be able to sneak two in, I'm not sure, we'll see. And it all came wrapped in a nice, it says tear it to bits, Halloween paper. So I was really delighted with this. Zoe, I don't know if you watch this or not, no idea, but if you do, thank you. I really enjoyed opening this and I'm very pleased with the content. I'm hoping you're going to do a Christmas box because I'll be signing up. Let me just put all this back in the box. Right. Oops. Clipboard. Can't do anything with a clipboard. I would never do. Right, I can go there. I'll tidy that up in 5 minutes. So I think that's everything. As I say, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe please, ring the bell, get notified when I post more content. I probably will keep going now. I'm enjoying this, and the feedback I'm getting is very positive, so that's great. If you want to get in touch with me, you can comment on the video. My Instagram is below, so you can always direct message me on Instagram, or you can email me on the email address that I'll put in the drop down box below. I think that's everything I want to talk about today. Plans, saying everything then. Plans, what am I planning? More of the same, to be honest. Smaug, Monster House Part 6, and final Part 6. So we'll see, you should see that next time for the last time. Someone else will probably come in to replace that when it's finished. I do have another stitch along from Sarah at Pain Free Crafts, of which I'm still in Part 1 that came out in May, I think. So I don't always keep up with them. My excuse for that is it's full coverage, so it'll finish when it's finished. So that might come into the frame. I've also just ordered threads for the October piece, Doreen Jones piece I showed you last time that I'm doing with Amanda from Alba Stitcher. So I'll just wait for those to arrive. I have fabric sort of picked. I have 2 pieces I want to throw the threads onto and decide if I like them. And probably that's it. I'm sure some other stuff will happen stitching wise, it always does. I'm not always, as I say, this monogamous, but it's my hobby, it's my love, and I stitch what I like when I like. All good fun. So I think that's everything now. Take care, happy stitching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.